So we're back on the promenade with some of the work going on the top end near the sea terminal. The man now responsible for the roadworks, Tim Baker. I mean, you know, how did this come about? It was the minister, but he seems to have given it over to you. Are you taking all the flack? Am I talking to you about anything now, that concrete that's cracking and all this sort of thing?
So I'm, technically, Paul, I've political member of DOI, got responsibility for ports since 2016. I've now got responsibility for highways, working very closely with the minister. Obviously, the way the ministerial system works, the minister's ultimately got the responsibility. He's, he's the man that's very much got the responsibility for the whole of DOI. But I've got a contribution to make in terms of trying to move the highways situation forward, and particularly the prom has been the highest profile piece of work in there, but very much working in partnership with the minister on this. Okay,
what do you see when you're having your cornflakes, when you read Isle of Man newspapers? Quite an interesting report there about this cracking that's going on in the red concrete. Yes, no, what?
Well, I mean, it's a great job in selling newspapers, which is Isle of Man newspapers' primary consideration, clearly to get people to buy their products.
Are they on message? I mean, is there truth in what's going on?
Oh, of course, there's truth in it. I mean, the piece that they picked up on, to be fair, wasn't new news. It was from about 3 months ago when the initial cracking issue first arose, and they picked up a freedom of information request, which surfaced one of the specialist reports on the cracking issue, and that particular report that they picked up on was a report written for the contractor. Right. There are other specialist reports, one written for the rail designer and one for the department. And as you'd expect, Paul, there is an issue.
But that's no new news.
It's not new news.
Are you saying that you're confident that everything has been seen to, and we shouldn't worry about what's going down now? This red stuff. Red concrete. So
there is an issue. It will be resolved. It won't extend the overall life of the scheme, and the cost of it will either be met by the contractor or by the designer. So the situation is completely under control. The advice the department's received is to let the cracks settle, just allow the natural process to take place. Some of those cracks will remain small and actually they're purely cosmetic. Others will probably increase to a certain extent, and there will be some remedial work required, but it won't be massive. It won't have a major impact.
It's not a big sort of going to hold it up for like 6 months or something like that.
Not at all, Paul. No.
And where are we at the moment with the delays? What's the latest?
So the latest is we've been asked to rephase the work to make sure the effect on the hotels and businesses on the proms is absolutely minimised. That's being presented tonight as a drop-in session Wednesday evening for local businesses to understand what's now proposed and the detailed phasing of the work, and we're listening. I mean, clearly there has been some slippage on the project, and that's meant that some of the work that was originally planned has needed to be rephased to avoid unintended consequences in terms of the business. It's really important that the prom is open for business next year, that obviously we're clear around the key points around TT, etc, etc. So the hotel operators in particular asked us to make sure there wasn't work landside during the summer, and we're rephasing the work in conjunction with the contractor to actually achieve that, Paul.
And I know that you said the buck stops with the minister, but are you the day-to person that, if people got problems, do they ring you up, or do they ring DOI, or what? I mean, how do people... I know there's my prom as well, isn't there?
Absolutely. We've got Carl Miller, who's fronting up the comms side. He's very well acquainted with the local businesses and local residents. He's the go-to man. There's the My Prom email that comes out electronically every week. We've got 300 or 400 people signed up to receive that. That's your best place of knowing what's going on the website.
Let me try this one then. Are you confident that you're doing enough now to communicate?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I think we are. But I was always taught, Paul, that the art of communication is over communication, and it is surprising that people's understanding of some of the detail is not more advanced than it actually is. Superficially, everybody looks at it as a highways project. It's actually a complete reconstruction of the promenade. The utilities aspects of it are absolutely fundamental. There's a lot more going on, and that was the feedback from the drop-in sessions. We've had 3 drop-in sessions. People were actually quite quite amazed at actually how much is actually going on that they hadn't really realised. So, we can always do better on communication. I think government as a whole, communication is not a strength, to be perfectly honest. And something like this, it's technical, it's detailed. We've always got to do better on communication, which is why I'm standing out in the rain in December talking to you, Paul.
Okay, and my prom watches, everyone loves watching that, just seeing what's going on, and hopefully with the next few weeks anyway, we'll get someone from the inside to talk to me, because I'm really keen to hear how it's going from their side of things.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is, it's a team effort. We've got a well-respected contractor in Oldham Construction who are leading the work, a local contractor, very well regarded. They've got a lot of subcontractors. We've got some specialists in certain areas from the UK, like they're doing some of the more technical work. They're the guys who are making this happen. I'm not an engineer, the Minister's not an engineer, but we've got overall political responsibility for making sure that this moves forward and we deliver a great outcome from it, and I'm confident we will.
And the date of the unveiling now?
When you say the unveiling?
Well, the ribbon cutting or whatever you're going to have, when the final contractors are finished.
Well, they'll be finished during 2021. What really matters to people is the impact on their day-to-day life, their hotel, their shop, their apartment, and that will be phased through the year. But we're very much committed to getting it finished in 2021, and I'm confident we'll do that. And of course, the contractor is incentivised to do that, because the contract is structured to reward work being completed earlier and penalise work being completed later. So everybody's interests are aligned.